comedy started. Cedric Entertainer is the first person to ever bring me on stage. I was at the Funny Bone. I was working there. My brother Sidney was working there. He brought our whole family in. My mom, my brother Charlie, rest in peace to him. Doc,
Rest in peace, Charlie.
Duck. He brought all of us in, and just being around it, we would sneak and do it. And I was like, man, one day I want to do comedy. So Cedric, they would come in the back, and I was the busboy, and I'm talking to them as they walking through, and him and the guy named Percy Cruz the second or the third, I think Percy Cruz the second. They would talk shit to us, and I talk shit back. Just funny. I ain't even curse back then. I was like a little nerdy kid. And one day Cedric's like, man, you should go up. I was like, I don't know, man. He said, I'll give you $20. They was like, I'll give you $20 to go up. Everybody, Al Canal, shout out to my homie Al Canal. Al Canal was like a legend in St. Louis. Everybody had the I know Al Canal bumper sticker. And he's like, man, we give you $20. Back then, $20 was like 40,000 to me because there wasn't no, wasn't nobody giving the big face 20s. Before them. I'm talking about the original 20. $20 was gonna get me back and forth to work. So he was like, all right. And Cedric like took a cigarette out. He's like, everybody get your cigarettes out. We got a comedy virgin. I didn't have a clue what I was gonna say, but I had an idea, but no real format. I got on stage, just ran through it, and I got on stage. Everybody pulled cigarettes out, and I never forget it. And I was 17, I think, at the time. And Cedric was like, he ended up making it after that. He ended up doing Comedy View. He did the Luther Vandross and all of this stuff, and Cedric just took off.
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it. So I went from working as a busboy in the Close to the Bone Cafe, and then when they closed that, they just kept me in the, they didn't want to get rid of me, so they kept me trained me to be a door guy. Yeah. I was so small, door guys had to throw people out and shit. I was small. I could fight, but I was just too little.
Right.
So sometimes somebody didn't show up, like an open micer, or the first act or the feature act didn't show up. They would throw me on stage. I would just switch shirts and jump on stage. And people were like, ain't that the fucking guy that gave us these shitty suits? So comedy was tough for me. So I learned to do it that way. And then it just became repetition. And senior year, I did it at my high school. I did comedy at the high school in front of all the students and murdered. I did somebody else's joke though. I'm being honest. I was new. But I did Lavelle Crawford. Shout out to my brother Lavelle Crawford. I did this bowling ball joke about the white pins with the red necks. That's why I like bowling, because it's the red necks.
I think I might have heard
that was one only joke I could think of. I did my own little jokes. They wasn't hitting good, so I had to go to Lavelle's. So I went to Lavelle's. And when I went to Lavelle's, it killed. And I was like, damn. And I told him I did it. He's like, man, that's really a stock joke. But I felt bad about it. Then I was like, okay, that's what it feel like when somebody steals a joke.